Have you ever paused to ponder the true extent of the precious time that remains once you gracefully cross the threshold of 70 years? It is a landmark that imbues each subsequent year with an immeasurable value, a tangible reminder that your physical being is already a living, breathing chronicle of your journey ahead. While a segment of individuals in their 70s exude an inspiring aura of robust strength, keen mental acuity, and an unyielding passion for life's myriad experiences, others find themselves gradually relinquishing their former vigor, contending with an array of health challenges and persistent, draining fatigue. The profound divergence between these two contrasting realities often lies in a handful of subtle yet remarkably potent indicators, intrinsic signs that can offer an astonishingly accurate glimpse into your potential lifespan, unveiling the secrets of a prolonged and fulfilling existence. In the depths of this exploration, we shall embark on an in-depth examination of 7 vital signs, each meticulously chosen for its undeniable connection to longevity and well-being after the age of 70. These are not mere speculative conjectures or fanciful notions. Rather, they are firmly anchored in verifiable, observable patterns that have been painstakingly studied by dedicated researchers and seasoned medical professionals. These experts have devoted countless hours to observing individuals who not only attain advanced age, but do so while radiating vitality, maintaining sharpness of mind, and embracing life with an unquenchable enthusiasm. By the time you have absorbed the entirety of this discourse, you will be equipped with a comprehensive understanding of precisely what to look for within your own body and the nuances of your daily lifestyle. More importantly, you will uncover a treasure trove of actionable strategies, practical techniques designed to significantly enhance your prospects of living a longer, healthier, and demonstrably more fulfilling life. Therefore, we earnestly implore you to remain engaged with us until the very conclusion, for it is entirely possible that you might be overlooking seemingly insignificant details, minor nuances that, in reality, possess the extraordinary power to exert a monumental influence on your future well-being and the quality of your remaining years. Upon grasping the profound significance of these potent indicators, you will attain an invaluable clarity regarding your current physical and mental standing, enabling you to identify any necessary adjustments or interventions required to truly add vibrant, meaningful years to your life's tapestry. Let us then, with a shared sense of purpose and curiosity, embark on this illuminating journey together, unlocking the secrets to a flourishing future. The unveiling power of your pace, one of the most compelling and surprisingly accessible predictors of longevity after the age of 70, is not intricately woven into your genetic blueprint, nor is it buried deep within the archives of your medical history, nor is it exclusively dictated by the specifics of your dietary regimen. Instead, it is something far more fundamental, readily observable, and intrinsically linked to your daily movements: your walking speed. An extensive and ever-growing body of scientific research has consistently and unequivocally demonstrated that individuals who manage to maintain a steady, brisk walking pace well into their 7th and even 8th decades and beyond tend to enjoy demonstrably longer and healthier lifespans when contrasted with those whose gait has noticeably decelerated. This profound correlation exists because walking speed serves as a direct and highly sensitive reflection of your body's overall health and functional capacity. It is not merely about moving from one point to another. It encapsulates the strength and resilience of your muscles, particularly those in your legs and core, the sheer efficiency and robustness of your cardiovascular system, the engine that pumps life-giving blood throughout your entire being, and even, astonishingly, the overall well-being and neural connectivity of your brain. Consider for a moment the contrasting scenarios of 2 men, both of whom have reached the venerable age of 75. Let us call them Joe and Frank. Joe, a vibrant and active septuagenarian, still enthusiastically embraces his morning walks, maintaining a consistent, unhurried, yet purposeful pace as he navigates his neighborhood. He crosses street intersections with confidence and ascends staircases with an ease and fluidity that speaks volumes about his physical conditioning. His movements are not only fluid and balanced, but also project an aura of self-assurance, embodying a body that is still functioning at or near its optimal capacity. In stark contrast, Frank, who was once a notably active individual, has, over the past few years, experienced a gradual but significant slowing of his walking pace. He now finds himself struggling to keep pace with others on sidewalks, often requires frequent pauses to catch his breath or regain his footing, and occasionally experiences unsettling moments of unsteadiness, making him hesitant to walk unassisted. While Joe's steady, uncompromised stride strongly suggests that his underlying physical systems, his muscles, heart, and lungs, remain robust and well-maintained, Frank's visibly declining speed could very well be a significant warning sign of a more profound, underlying health deterioration that may be occurring silently within his body. A slow, unsteady walk is not simply an inevitable or benign byproduct of the aging process. It can often signal a complex constellation of potential issues, including the insidious loss of muscle mass, sarcopenia, compromised circulation that limits oxygen and nutrient delivery to vital tissues, or even the nascent, subtle stages of neurological decline that affect coordination and balance. Your legs, in essence, are the foundational pillars upon which your entire body's structure and mobility are built, and when their inherent strength begins to falter, so too does your overall resilience and capacity to engage actively with the world. The truly encouraging and empowering news, however, is that your walking speed is not a fixed or immutable attribute. It is a dynamic capacity, something that can be actively influenced, improved, and even significantly enhanced through conscious effort and consistent practice. The more consistently you engage in activities that promote walking and leg strength, the stronger, more efficient, and more capable your lower body, and by extension your entire system, will remain. If you have personally noticed a subtle yet undeniable slowing in your accustomed stride, a feeling of increased effort required to maintain your usual pace, do not dismiss it as an insignificant consequence of getting older. Instead, recognize it as a valuable opportunity to take proactive steps. Begin to implement small, consistent efforts to actively build and maintain your leg strength and cardiovascular fitness. This could involve incorporating more frequent walks into your daily routine, utilizing light weights for resistance exercises, or diligently performing simple yet effective leg exercises that target key muscle groups. Ultimately, the swiftness and confidence with which you move through life can profoundly indicate and indeed influence how long you will continue to move at all. Therefore, pay close and attentive consideration to your pace. It might just be the simplest, most accessible, and most reliable method available to gauge your own current health status and potential longevity. The silent strength of your grip. Believe it or not, the subtle yet significant firmness of your handshake might be revealing far more about your future health trajectory and potential longevity than you could ever possibly imagine. Groundbreaking and extensive scientific research has, with remarkable consistency, pinpointed grip strength as one of the most potent, unambiguous, and readily accessible indicators of overall vitality and functional capacity in older adults. A firm, steady grip is not merely a social nicety. It is a clear and compelling testament to the underlying strength and health of your muscles, the unimpeded flow of healthy circulation throughout your limbs, and the efficient, well-functioning state of your nervous system, which is responsible for transmitting signals between your brain and your muscles. Conversely, a weak, faltering, or noticeably diminishing grip can serve as a crucial early warning signal, a silent alarm bell, indicating potential muscle loss, sarcopenia, a gradual decline into frailty, and even an elevated risk of experiencing significant and potentially life-altering health complications. Picture, for instance, Robert, a sprightly 78-year-old gentleman who has consistently taken immense pride in maintaining a firm and reassuring handshake. He has remained remarkably active throughout his life, routinely engaging in light weightlifting and other forms of resistance training, and has never encountered even the slightest difficulty in performing everyday tasks that require hand strength, such as opening stubborn jars or comfortably and securely carrying heavy grocery bags. Now, consider Walter, also 78, who over the past few years has begun to notice that common, everyday tasks like the simple act of twisting off a bottle cap or securely holding onto a substantial shopping bag feel considerably more challenging and demanding than they once did. He might be inclined to dismiss this gradual change as simply the inevitable and natural progression of aging, a minor inconvenience of getting older. However, what he may not fully realize is that his declining grip strength is a highly telling indicator of a progressive loss of muscle mass and strength throughout his body. This loss of muscle not only affects his hands, but is indicative of a broader systemic issue that can render him significantly more susceptible to falls, accidental injuries, and, consequently, a potentially shortened life expectancy. Your hands, in essence, are a direct and highly reliable reflection of your body's overall muscle health and functional integrity. If your grip is weakening, it is highly probable, indeed almost certain, that other parts of your body, including larger muscle groups in your arms, legs, and core, are experiencing a similar, albeit perhaps less immediately noticeable, decline. The more muscle strength you lose, the more challenging it becomes to maintain your independence, stay actively engaged in life's pursuits, and retain your overall resilience and ability to recover from setbacks. The liberating and empowering news in this context is that this crucial strength is not irretrievably lost. It can be actively rebuilt and significantly improved through consistent and targeted effort. Simple, accessible exercises, such as regularly squeezing a tennis ball, utilizing hand grippers designed to build forearm and hand strength, or even engaging with light hand weights for specific exercises, can play a crucial and foundational role in maintaining and enhancing your grip strength and keeping your muscles robust and responsive. So, take a moment right now as you read this to consciously test your grip. If shaking hands feels noticeably less firm than it used to, or if common daily tasks that require manual dexterity and strength are becoming progressively more difficult, do not simply shrug it off or attribute it solely to age. The way you firmly hold onto things today, both literally and figuratively, might very well be a powerful predictor of how well and how long you will continue to hold on to life itself in the crucial years that lie ahead. The crucial measure of your balance. Balance is one of those fundamental physiological capabilities that, for the vast majority of us, we seldom give even a passing thought to until we begin to acutely notice its subtle yet undeniable erosion. However, in recent years, compelling scientific evidence has emerged, recognizing your innate ability to stand steady and stable on a single leg for a minimum of 10 seconds as one of the most powerful and predictive indicators of how long you are likely to continue living a healthy and active life. Researchers have discovered a significant and concerning correlation. Individuals who struggle with maintaining their balance are at a demonstrably higher risk of experiencing debilitating falls, sustaining serious injuries that can impact mobility and independence, and even encountering a more rapid decline in cognitive function and mental acuity. Conversely, those individuals who possess the ability to preserve their balance with confidence and stability well into their 70s and beyond tend to enjoy longer, healthier, and more robust lives, characterized by greater independence and a higher overall quality of life. Imagine, for illustrative purposes, two women, Carol and Nancy, both comfortably situated in their early 70s. Carol, a diligent advocate for an active lifestyle, consistently prioritizes her physical well-being. She walks daily, practices yoga regularly to enhance flexibility and core strength, and can effortlessly lift one foot off the ground, maintaining a stable posture for several seconds without even a hint of wobbling or instability. Nancy, on the other hand, has not paid much conscious attention to the specific skill of maintaining her balance over the years. When she attempts to stand on one leg, as Carol does with ease, she immediately begins to tip precariously, requiring her to instinctively grasp for the nearest support, a wall, a chair, or another person, to steady herself and prevent a fall. What Nancy may not fully comprehend is that this diminished capacity for maintaining balance is not merely an inconvenient wobble or a minor quirk. It is a critical warning sign that her coordination, the inherent strength of her supporting muscles, and potentially even the health and responsiveness of her brain, which plays a crucial role in proprioception and maintaining equilibrium, may be undergoing a subtle but significant decline. Achieving and maintaining good balance is a remarkably complex physiological interplay, relying heavily on the combined strength and endurance of your leg muscles, the sharpness and responsiveness of your nervous system in relaying sensory information, and a healthy, well-functioning brain that can effectively process this information and send precise motor commands to maintain postural control. If you have personally noticed yourself stumbling more frequently than you used to, feeling increasingly unsteady when turning quickly, or finding yourself habitually needing to hold on to walls, furniture, or even people for support when walking or standing, it is an undeniable and urgent signal that it is time to take proactive, corrective steps to address this issue. The most encouraging and empowering aspect of this particular indicator is that balance, much like muscle strength, can indeed be significantly improved through targeted and consistent practice. Simple, accessible exercises, such as diligently attempting to stand on one foot for progressively longer short durations each day, practicing walking in a precise heel-to-toe fashion along a straight line, or engaging in gentle flowing movements like Tai Chi, can all significantly contribute to rebuilding your stability and enhancing your overall sense of equilibrium. Try this simple, informal test right now as you contemplate these words. Stand up from your seated position and lift one foot off the ground. Can you comfortably and confidently maintain this position for a full 10 seconds without struggling or requiring external support? If your answer is no, or if you find it exceedingly difficult, please do not despair, but certainly do not disregard this finding. The more diligently and consistently you work on improving your balance today, the stronger, steadier, and more independent you will undoubtedly be for the crucial and precious years that lie ahead, reducing your risk of falls and enhancing your overall quality of life. The profound wisdom of your sleep patterns, the qualitative aspect of your sleep each night, the depth and restorative nature of your slumber, offers a remarkably insightful and often overlooked window into your potential longevity and overall health trajectory. Sleep is far more than just a passive period of rest. It is the essential and highly active time when your body undertakes critical cellular repair processes, diligently bolsters and strengthens your immune system, and meticulously clears away metabolic waste products and neurotoxins that accumulate in your brain during waking hours. Numerous studies conducted over many years have consistently demonstrated a powerful and undeniable link. Individuals over the age of 70 who consistently achieve high-quality, deep, and largely uninterrupted sleep tend to live significantly longer, healthier, and more mentally robust lives. In stark contrast, those individuals who experience persistent and chronic sleep difficulties, whether it be insomnia, frequent awakenings, or generally poor sleep quality, often face an elevated risk of various detrimental health outcomes, including accelerated cognitive decline, the development of cardiovascular diseases, a generally weakened immune response, and even an increased susceptibility to chronic inflammatory conditions. Consider the contrasting nightly experiences of two individuals, Henry and Bill, both comfortably in their mid-70s. Henry adheres to a consistent and predictable bedtime routine, typically manages to sleep for around 7 to 8 hours each night, without significant disturbance, and consistently wakes up feeling genuinely refreshed, revitalized, and ready to face the day. Bill, however, endures restless nights, frequently tossing and turning, waking up multiple times throughout the night, and often struggling to fall back asleep once awakened. Over time, the cumulative effect of this disparity becomes evident. Henry's body continues to function with remarkable efficiency. His mind remains sharp and clear, and his energy levels are consistently stable and reliable throughout the day. Bill, unfortunately, begins to experience periods of mental fog, persistent and debilitating daytime fatigue, and may even notice noticeable and concerning changes in his blood pressure and overall mood, all of which can be directly linked to his deteriorating sleep quality. If you find yourself waking frequently during the night, struggling to remain asleep once you have drifted off, or feeling perpetually exhausted and unrefreshed even after what should have been an adequate amount of sleep, do not simply dismiss these experiences as an unavoidable consequence of aging. Your body is actively and persistently communicating a crucial message, signaling that something fundamental is not functioning optimally. Poor sleep quality can be attributed to a myriad of interconnected factors, including elevated levels of chronic stress, an imbalanced or nutrient-deficient diet, a general lack of regular physical activity, or even undiagnosed underlying health conditions such as sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or chronic pain. The empowering and liberating news in this context is that your sleep quality is not an immutable fate. It is a state that is amenable to significant improvement through conscious effort and targeted lifestyle adjustments. Simple yet effective changes, such as significantly reducing screen time, especially exposure to blue light from phones and computers, before bed, establishing and strictly adhering to a consistent sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up around the same time each day, even on weekends, ensuring adequate exposure to natural sunlight in the morning to help regulate your circadian rhythm, or avoiding heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime can all make a significant and positive difference in the quality of your rest. Remember, sleep is not merely about feeling momentarily rested. It is about ensuring that your body and mind are operating at their absolute peak performance, allowing for crucial repair and rejuvenation that directly impacts your health and longevity. So, tonight, make a conscious and deliberate effort to observe your sleep patterns with newfound attention. If you consistently wake up feeling tired, have significant trouble staying asleep throughout the night, or sense that your overall sleep quality has noticeably diminished in recent years, it is a clear and compelling imperative to make the necessary adjustments and prioritize this vital aspect of your well-being. The quality of your rest today could very well be the key determinant of your enduring strength, mental clarity, and overall health in the crucial years that follow, influencing your ability to thrive rather than merely survive. The vital language of your appetite. The manner in which you approach eating and the consistent maintenance of a healthy appetite after the age of 70 play a surprisingly significant role in predicting how long you might live and, perhaps more importantly, the quality of those years. A healthy, robust appetite coupled with a consistent commitment to consuming a well-balanced and nutrient-dense diet is absolutely fundamental to keeping your body strong, your immune system resilient against pathogens, and your energy levels consistently high and stable throughout the day. Conversely, a sudden or unexplained loss of appetite or a persistent pattern of poor eating habits and inadequate nutrient intake can serve as a very early indicator of underlying health issues that may be developing silently within your body, and in some cases can even accelerate the aging process itself by depriving your cells of the essential building blocks they need to function and repair. Let us consider the contrasting dietary experiences of two women, Margaret and Susan, both of whom are 74 years old. Margaret genuinely enjoys her meals, finding pleasure in the act of eating, and diligently consumes a diverse and colorful range of fresh, whole foods. She maintains a stable and healthy weight, looks forward to preparing her own meals with enthusiasm, and consistently feels a stable and reliable sense of energy throughout her day, enabling her to engage fully in her activities. Susan, on the other hand, has recently noticed a marked and concerning decrease in her appetite. She often finds herself skipping meals altogether, relies heavily on processed and less nutritious foods when she does eat, and has unintentionally lost a significant amount of weight over the past year without actively trying to do so. What she may not fully grasp is that her declining appetite is not merely a minor or insignificant change in her eating habits. It is a significant red flag, a potent warning sign that her body might not be effectively absorbing or utilizing the essential nutrients from the food she does consume. This malabsorption or poor utilization can lead to a progressive weakening of her muscles, a noticeable slowdown in her metabolic rate, and a detrimental impact on her immune system's ability to fight off infections. A diminished appetite in older adults is frequently associated with a range of underlying health concerns, including digestive difficulties, such as decreased stomach acid production or impaired nutrient absorption, hormonal shifts that can affect satiety cues, or even the very early subtle signs of cognitive impairment that can affect taste perception or the motivation to eat. When your body is not consistently receiving the adequate nourishment it requires to function properly, it begins to break down its own tissues, particularly precious muscle tissue, to fuel essential bodily processes. This muscle breakdown leads to increased overall weakness, a greater susceptibility to frailty, a heightened risk of falls and injuries, and a reduced ability to fight off illness. If you have personally observed changes in your eating habits, whether it is feeling unusually full very quickly after consuming only a small amount of food, experiencing a general and persistent lack of interest in food, or noticing unintentional weight loss, it is critically important to take decisive and proactive action. Eating well after the age of 70 transcends simply satisfying immediate hunger. It is fundamentally about providing your body with the essential high-quality nutrients it requires to function optimally, maintain its structure, and combat the inevitable processes of aging. Prioritize whole, nutrient-dense foods that are rich in protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Ensure adequate hydration throughout the day, and never, ever ignore a shrinking appetite or unexplained weight loss, as it could very well be your body's direct and urgent way of signaling that something fundamental requires attention and professional medical evaluation. So, reflect honestly and critically. Are you still finding genuine joy and satisfaction in your meals? Are you consistently consuming sufficient protein, fiber, healthy fats, and micronutrients to maintain your body's strength, energy levels, and overall health? Or have you in recent times noticed a concerning decline in your appetite, a reduced interest in food, and a subsequent dip in your overall energy levels? The way you choose to nourish yourself today will have a direct, profound, and lasting impact on how strong, independent, and vital you remain in the crucial years that follow, shaping your ability to live life to its fullest. The resilience of your stress management. The precise manner in which you actively navigate and effectively manage the inevitable stresses of life after reaching the significant milestone of 70 can offer a remarkably accurate and insightful indication of how long you are likely to live and, crucially, how well you will live those remaining years. Chronic, unmanaged stress does far more than simply negatively affect your mood and emotional state. It actively weakens your immune system, leaving you more vulnerable to infections and illness. It significantly escalates your risk of developing serious cardiovascular diseases, and a growing body of evidence suggests it has even been shown to accelerate the aging process at a cellular level, shortening the functional lifespan of your cells. Conversely, individuals who have proactively cultivated and consistently practice effective stress management techniques and possess a resilient mindset tend to remain healthier, more active, mentally sharper, and more emotionally balanced well into their later years, demonstrating a greater capacity to adapt and thrive despite life's challenges. Take, for example, John and Richard, both 76 years old, facing similar life circumstances. John encounters challenges just like any individual: unexpected expenses, personal health concerns, family matters that require attention. But he has developed the crucial ability to approach these situations with a remarkably calm, steady, and pragmatic demeanor. He actively incorporates deep breathing exercises into his daily routine, consciously maintains his social engagements to foster a sense of connection and support, and consciously refrains from dwelling on problems or negative thoughts for any longer than is absolutely necessary to devise a solution or adjust his perspective. Richard, however, has a tendency to internalize and hold on to stress. He worries incessantly about circumstances largely beyond his control, often feels overwhelmed by minor frustrations or setbacks, and frequently finds himself trapped in unproductive cycles of negative thinking and rumination. Over time, this constant unremitting exposure to the physiological effects of stress takes a significant and cumulative toll on his body. His blood pressure tends to rise more frequently, his sleep patterns become disrupted, and his overall energy levels steadily decline, diminishing his capacity to engage fully with life. Prolonged and chronic stress triggers a cascade of negative physiological responses within the body, most notably a sustained inflammatory response, a phenomenon that has been strongly and repeatedly linked to nearly every major age-related disease, ranging from neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's disease to chronic cardiovascular conditions and metabolic disorders. If you frequently experience feelings of pervasive tension, persistent irritability, emotional exhaustion, or a general sense of being overwhelmed, do not simply overlook or dismiss these signs as an unavoidable part of getting older. Discovering and consistently implementing effective ways to manage your stress, whether through the practice of mindfulness meditation, engaging in regular physical exercise that releases endorphins, practicing specific deep breathing techniques to calm the nervous system, or even cultivating a sense of humor and a positive outlook, can genuinely contribute to adding not just years to your life, but more importantly, life to your years. Ask yourself this critical question. When challenges inevitably arise in your life, do you find yourself adapting, problem-solving, and moving forward with resilience? Or do you tend to become consumed by worry, allowing stress to dictate your emotional state and negatively impact your physical well-being? Your innate capacity to remain calm under pressure, to actively seek constructive solutions, and to focus your energy on aspects of a situation that you can actually influence and control is not just beneficial for your immediate mental and emotional well-being. It is a fundamental determinant of how long and, more importantly, how well you will ultimately live your life, shaping your experience of aging and your overall vitality. The enduring strength of your social bonds, the robustness and depth of your social connections, and the strength of your interpersonal relationships can be one of the most telling and reliable indicators of how long you might live and how satisfyingly you will experience those years, particularly after you have passed the age of 70. Countless rigorous and longitudinal studies conducted across diverse populations have consistently and unequivocally demonstrated a powerful correlation. Individuals who actively maintain strong and meaningful social ties, whether these bonds are forged through enduring friendships, cherished family relationships, or active, engaged participation in community life, tend to enjoy demonstrably longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. Conversely, the detrimental state of social isolation and loneliness has been unequivocally linked to significantly elevated risks of developing serious health conditions, including heart disease, depression, cognitive decline, and even premature mortality. Consider the contrasting social experiences of Eleanor and Barbara, both of whom are 78 years old. Eleanor leads an active and vibrant social life. She diligently stays in touch with her old friends from various stages of her life, actively participates in a local book club that stimulates her mind and fosters connection, and cherishes spending quality time with her family, whom she sees and interacts with regularly. She eagerly anticipates her conversations, laughs frequently and heartily, and feels a deep, unwavering sense of connection and belonging to the people in her life, which provides her with a strong emotional foundation. Barbara, however, finds herself spending the vast majority of her time in solitude. She has, over the years, gradually lost touch with many of her old friends, and while she has family, she rarely reaches out to them or initiates contact. As the months pass by, she begins to feel increasingly isolated. Her mood noticeably deteriorates, and her overall physical and mental health starts to visibly and regrettably suffer, diminishing her quality of life. Human connection and social interaction are far more than just sources of emotional comfort. They play a direct, tangible, and profoundly positive role in maintaining and enhancing physical health. When you actively engage with other people, your brain remains actively stimulated through conversation, shared experiences, and emotional reciprocity. Your stress levels are demonstrably reduced as you feel supported and understood, and your body releases vital neurochemicals, such as oxytocin, that promote feelings of well-being, trust, and even have positive effects on cardiovascular health. If you have personally found yourself increasingly withdrawing from social activities, habitually avoiding phone calls from friends or family, or spending more time alone than you have in the past, it is a clear and urgent signal that it is time to consciously make a change and prioritize reconnecting with others. Staying connected does not necessarily necessitate being constantly surrounded by large groups of people. Even small, intentional, and consistent efforts, such as reaching out to an old friend with a simple text or phone call, joining a local group or club that shares your specific interests and hobbies, or making it a regular habit to engage in meaningful one-on-one conversations with people you encounter, can make a profound and lasting positive difference in your overall health and well-being. Ultimately, the quality of the relationships you actively nurture and invest in today do not just bring fleeting happiness. They actively contribute to ensuring that you remain healthier, more resilient, and live a longer, more vibrant, and more engaged life in the crucial years that follow, transforming mere existence into a truly fulfilling experience. Reflections for a fuller future. Now that you have been provided with valuable insight into these 7 pivotal signs, indicators that hold the power to illuminate your path toward a longer and more vibrant life, we earnestly encourage you to take a moment for honest and introspective reflection on where you currently stand in relation to these vital aspects of your health and well-being. Are you currently moving through life with a palpable sense of strength, confidence, and engagement, or have you begun to notice subtle yet significant shifts in your physical capabilities, mental acuity, or emotional resilience that might be serving as important warning signs, prompting you to pay closer attention? The truly empowering and profoundly hopeful news in this context is that most, if not all, of these crucial indicators, your walking speed, your grip strength, your balance and coordination, the quality of your sleep patterns, your eating habits and appetite, your capacity for effective stress management, and the robustness of your social connections are all within your sphere of influence and, more importantly, within your power to actively improve. Your future is not rigidly predetermined by fate or genetics alone. Rather, the conscious choices you make today, the habits you cultivate, and the proactive steps you take possess the remarkable and transformative ability to profoundly influence not only the number of years you have ahead of you, but also the quality and richness of those years. If, during your reflection, you have identified specific areas where you believe improvement is not only possible, but also necessary, please do not wait for a scheduled doctor's appointment to prompt you to make a change or seek guidance. Begin right now with intention and commitment. Incorporate more consistent walks into your daily or weekly routine. Actively work on strengthening your muscles through targeted exercises. Make the prioritization of good, restorative sleep a non-negotiable aspect of your daily life. Consciously stay connected and engaged with your valued social circles, and diligently seek out and implement effective strategies and techniques for managing stress in a healthy and productive manner. The ultimate goal, the true aspiration, is not merely to extend the raw number of years you live, but rather to significantly enhance and enrich the quality of life you experience within those years, ensuring they are filled with purpose, joy, and well-being. We extend our sincere gratitude for joining us on this insightful and informative journey today. We are genuinely eager to hear from you and engage in a dialogue. Please take a moment to leave a comment below and share one key takeaway that resonated most strongly with you from this discussion, and more importantly, how you intend to actively implement it in your own life starting today. Your unique thoughts, experiences, and insights are incredibly valuable to us, so please do not hesitate to share them openly. Reading your comments provides us with immense motivation and encouragement to continue creating and sharing content that truly informs, inspires, and empowers our audience. If you found this discourse valuable, helpful, and insightful, please show your support by generously liking this content, subscribing to our channel for more valuable information, and sharing it widely with others who might also benefit. Your engagement, in all its forms, directly helps us to continue producing impactful content that educates, motivates, and ultimately contributes